For the many tourists they host every year, the Maldives, situated in the middle of the Indian Ocean, just below the equator, are mostly a holiday's heaven in the shade of coconut trees. Capital of this Islamic Republic, independent since 1965 and member of the Commonwealth, Malé is a compulsory stage to discover the 26 atolls and 1,200 small islands which compose them. This modern city, of more than 75,000 inhabitants, has an impressive, always growing tourism rate. Ubet is Maldivian. He is the captain of the Hamati, a boat chartered by surfers for an exploration of a new type. He comes to the market to fulfill the very first mission of an adventure which will last 3 weeks. Time to make a decent stock over this period for the 14 people, crew members included, who will take seat on board the Hamati. Mike and Nahu are local surfers. They're in charge of weather and surf forecasting. They will operate from Malé and will play a crucial role for the trip, guiding the Hamati towards the best chances to find waves. Anthony Nicolas is French. He will be on the boat and will keep in touch daily with Mike and Nahu.
Hey, you and Nahu?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Anthony. Yeah? It's pretty good, it's pretty good. So, I got your address from Ibrahim. And he told you that maybe you could help us, with the surf forecast for our trip. So, can I come in?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, yeah.
Connected on the web, Mike and Nahu analyzed the force in routing for this trip. The day before departure, all is therefore ready to welcome the main actors of the trip. Their schedule is a little different from what the usual boat trip companies offer. One of the reasons for this is that they are not simple tourists, but highly skilled professional surfers. Hawaiian Dwayne DeSoto and Californian Taylor Jensen are riding traditional 9-foot longboards.
Get as far away from that diesel engine as possible.
They will share this boat trip with 3 shortboarders, South African Nigel Gibb and 2 big wave riders from Tahiti, Malik Joyeux and Manoa Drolet. From now on, they leave the modern world for several days of open sea, a very special experience for all the members of the expedition. Manoa has already been on several boat trips.
The
difference between a boat trip and a land trip is that you're going to stay with the same persons for weeks. And that's a little special. It's a different relation, you get to know the people better. You must be patient too when the surf is small. You need to really like boats to be able to handle it, bring a few good books or like to dive. So basically, you're on a boat. Their destination is unknown, or nearly. They have a real mission on that trip, discovering new surf spots in the central atolls, a mostly unexplored area of the Maldives.
We're going towards Memu,
Yeah.
right? How much time do you think it's gonna take to go from Mali to Medofushi?
9 hours.
9 hours.
Yeah.
On se dirige vers le sud.
We're going south, full south, at 180 degrees. That means full south here. We'll go around South Malé Atoll, give a quick look at one little island on the way, and then we go to Hirilandhoo. We cross Hirilandhoo, and then we should get to Memu by the end of the day after 9 hours of navigation. Hours of navigation, hard to avoid with a boat anyway. With a 10 knots average speed and without any other goal than finding good waves, navigation will be a daily routine.
So when are we jumping? When the tide switches, it should get even bigger. Yeah? With a little tide push. If it was high tide, I bet you that inside one actually like kind of hook.
But yeah, I gotta wait a few hours for it to come up.
But see right there? Like with some higher tide, it might have
That
a little
one was makeable. That one was actually makeable.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Oh shit.
And you're just low in the water.
Ce que je préfère dans les trips, les boat trips, c'est
What I like most in boat trips is the fact that you can surf every day.
C'est-à-dire que tu te lèves le matin,
You wake up in the morning, you're on the spot. You check the conditions, you can instantly go for a surf. You surf for 3 or 4 hours, then you get back on the boat for lunch. You're right there.
Tu reviens sur le bateau, tu manges, t'es sur place quoi.
With the tide coming in, the reef is getting covered by enough water for the swell to wrap around the pass, a perfect setup for surfing. Good right-handers, a little small but fast and hollow enough to make a few turns, finally get the riders motivated to go out for a short session. Some pretty good waves for that first session, but not enough for our riders. By searching well, it should be possible to find a better exposed reef, which will offer longer and possibly bigger waves.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
For a great part, the best surf spots on the planet have already been discovered, documented and photographed. There are still a few jewels to be found, but these places, the very last frontiers of board riding sports, are that far and unknown that they ask for a more demanding way of exploration. Still, the Maldives have the world's largest commercial companies of a craft that, for surfers at least, is like the ultimate weapon, a seaplane. Able to take off and land on a short distance, even in rough seas, the seaplane is the ideal surf mobile to check the nearby spots. The unbelievable beauty of the Maldivian atolls tend to hide the extreme fragility of these unique coral structures. With a maximum altitude of 1.50 m and most of the islands only emerging a few centimeters above the surface, the global warming effect is taken very seriously by local authorities, as explained Mohamed Ali, in charge of the ecological program.
One of the biggest worry is the issue of sea level rise. Because of thermal expansion, the sea level is rising, and we have records of that in the Maldives as well. The 10-year records for the Maldives, for Malé, indicates that we have a rise between 3 to nearly 5 millimeters per year in the last 10 years. So once that happens, because we are just about 1 meter above sea level, we will be faced with this problem of water coming up from the side as well as from the from underneath.
With the help of the Japanese government, an ambitious program to protect the shore of the island of Malé has been started thanks to these concrete blocks. But in the South Atolls, the locals keep on picking up sand from the lagoons to build seawalls, a practice that is just as dangerous for the ecosystem as the global warming itself. The second worry of the scientists concerns the health of the coral reef. As in Australia or in Indonesia, it is also greatly endangered in the Maldives.
The water temperature is rising, and more the heat is transferred from the atmosphere into the sea, and we have more incidents of the El Nino now taking around. With the 1998 incident that we had worldwide, Maldives was one of the countries that was very badly affected, and we have still not recovered completely from it. In fact, the recovery rate is so slow. We are very surprised. So we assume that this is partly related to the worsening environment.
After an hour's flight, the riders check a big pass at the tip of a rather long island, which seems to offer excellent potential for a rideable wave. From above, the spot looks perfect. The pass is identified on a map, but it's already time to go back to the Hamati. The spot is several hours of navigation away. Before weighing anchor and trying to reach the spot, Anthony finds with Mike what to expect in the next few days.
Hi, Mike. Hey, this is Anthony speaking.
Hello, Anthony. How are you?
We had a good day in Maldives. It's pretty sunny. And so have you looked at the forecast?
I have a bad news for you. There's pretty bad weather right now. It's like maybe a thunderstorm. Pretty strong wind as well.
Maybe we're gonna wait a little bit and maybe it's gonna be time to go to town. Okay, all right. So I'll call you in the next few days and we'll talk about the surf again. Okay, bye. Thank you.
There is at least one good news this morning. We can trust Mike. He made no mistakes. The weather is too bad for surfing, but perfect for traveling. The decision is taken to go straight to the next atoll. We're going straight in the ocean instead of going through the lagoon that is completely harassed by this strong west wind of 15 to 20 knots. It will bring us a little restless sea as soon as we'll be going out of Memu, and it's gonna be rocking. When the Hamati finally reaches the spotted island, the rain has already stopped, but it will take a few more hours for the wind to calm down. Sun's out, and with the high tide, the reef is now covered enough for the wave to start breaking. The seaplane check was definitely very effective, in a very picturesque setting. A good right-hander, not very big but rather long, peels along the reef in warm water, far from everything. With a few hours to spend before going surfing, Malik prepares one of his favorite lunch, Tahitian-style raw fish. Needless to say, it's rather fresh here.
How hot it is? No, it's alright.
Not that bad. It's not spicy at all.
It's not strong enough.
It's bad.
I need to know how it's been done.
The shape of the wave is particularly designed for longboarding. Hard to turn in big surf, these 9-foot boards are ideal in this type of conditions. Dwayne started longboarding at an early age and never regretted his choice.
Longboarding for me has been a kind of a blessing for my life. It's given me a good lifestyle, and I also prefer it because it's more artful. I get to be more graceful on the wave, and I guess it gives me a better chance to utilize the wave better. I can nose ride, I can tail surf, so I get kind of the best of both worlds. Also, when needing to pick up some speed, it helps out, you can jump on top of the nose and start to pick up a lot of speed, come off it, and do a nice bottom turn and hit the lip. So it leads into other moves really nicely also.
At only 19, Taylor is already one of the top 10 longboarders in the world. In California, where he was born, longboards are everywhere, but few people use them like he does.
For most people, longboarding's more about nose riding and being traditional, but for me it's more about just using it in a different way, the way most people wouldn't see it be used, you know? More in a high performance, big, strong turns and high speed maneuvers.
On the dance floor, on the dance floor.
Once you reach a certain level, longboarding's pretty much just as difficult as shortboarding. To be able to maneuver that board to go straight up the face and do big carves and airdrops and things like that, it's almost harder because you have such a longer board, you know. There's more areas to where you can screw up and fall and take a nosedive or whatever.
But I think actually it's harder, a lot harder, especially when you start nose riding, which is one of the more, I guess, premier parts of surfing, because once you start nose riding, you really bring in the grace, you really bring in the artful side of it, and it's a unique rush because you don't have anything in front of you. You just have open space and wave, and you're like hanging off the side of a building almost, you know? You're like right up there and closer to nature than anything. And your board has to sit there in the wave that whole time. So it's technical in that sense too, because you have to be able to keep your rails set, keep your fins from popping. You know, there's a whole bunch of things involved in that which make it a lot more technical and a lot more you know, diverse, I guess.
Shortboarders also have a lot to play with on the fast and hollow section on the inside. Their small boards allow them shorter and more radical turns.
I'd say it's never been surfed. The wave actually wraps in right into the reef, so you see the whole wave turning, and it's really, really fun. A really rippleable wave could do 10 maneuvers on each wave without any problem.
I love to try new things. Those new maneuvers give you new sensations. Finding yourself in the air, upside down, with only 20 centimeters of water above the reef, it's a pretty heavy rush. The first time I caught a wave, I felt like I was flying, like riding a skateboard on glass. I had that feeling of gliding. I was 6 years old, and since that day, it is that sensation I'm looking for every time I surf.
I quit all the other sports to surf, so yeah, I mean, surfing just caught my eye, you know, being out in nature and in the water. It's really relaxing, it's peaceful. If you have problems at home or during school or something, you can always go to the ocean and you don't even think about it. You're thinking about the waves, what's next, what wave's coming in, you know, how beautiful the ocean is and the energy it has. It's just, you don't even bother with just normal day life.
Living on a boat for days with the same group of people is obviously a specific experience. After a week, the Hamati has remained a very happy boat.
It's a great atmosphere. We got a great team with us right now. Everyone seems to get along really well, and there's no negative vibes from anybody. The boat crew has been super nice and helpful. We all have good laughs and make each other comfortable. That way we don't have, you know, a bummer trip. So the atmosphere has been great. There's nothing more I could ask for, actually. I gotta have some manners now.
Yeah, this is Anthony. How are you?
I'm alright.
You know, maybe we're gonna move. So, what do you think it's gonna be like in the next few days?
Oh, there's the good news. It's like there's a swell, a new swell, I guess. 6 to 8 foot swell you're gonna hit.
Wow, that's great.
I think it's pretty much promising. This swell's gonna hit you guys. You guys gonna get surf.
Well, I'll talk to you in next few days, right? Okay, see you.
Waves are coming, but tomorrow only. Today is too small for the experts, but perfect for the beginners. Taylor agrees to give Ubet, the captain, and Atif, one of the crew member, their very first surf lesson.
Ready? It should be good. They're used to being on rough seas, you know, staying on their feet, so I'm sure it won't be hard. The waves really mellow, so just be some fun little waves for them. Just like that. Try.
It's easy. Try it.
Look, one motion.
Ubet isn't too sure. He'd rather see Atif try first, apparently.
Let's go.
Atif, up and riding his first wave, Ubet appreciates. Finally, the captain is ready. Atif had tried bodyboarding before, but it's all clear now.
It's good. It's better to surf.
At 47, Ubet rides the first wave of his life, a real child's play.
This is my teacher.
very easy. I'm a little scared in contest now. It's that easy for him. It's just like, wow, first wave, both, boom, straight up. So it's amazing, if they had the resources to have surfboards here, it'd be incredible. I'm sure they'll end up finding some longboards somewhere and keep doing it throughout time. So stoked. It's part of the culture in surfing, you teach others and others teach you. So it's fun. No worries.
The return of the magic carpet. The swell has arrived, but the wind has turned. Anchored on the east coast, it will take the Hamati several hours to cross the atoll and reach the west coast, where the waves are better today. The riders have to call David and his seaplane not only to check, but to actually go surfing with it. In just a few minutes, the seaplane crosses the atoll. It is now simply a matter of looking down and land close to the best waves. Suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, long trails of whitewash sign the presence of a quite surprising spot. A few seconds later, all the surfers have to do is jump out and paddle out to a perfect break.
That was just all time. I mean, it's the first time I've ever surfed a wave with no land nearby, and it was really exciting. It was a good left-hander, and around the point there was a right-hander too.
Tu peux passer à côté sans t'apercevoir qu'il y a des vagues.
You can go past that spot without even noticing there's waves, and therefore miss a good day of surfing.
C'est un spot qui vaut la peine d'être surfé, quoi.
It's worth being surfed. I'm pretty sure this wave has never been surfed before.
Parce qu'il faut vraiment, on est tombé dessus.
We were just lucky there was a set of waves as we went past it.
Des vagues qui passaient au moment où on passait à côté.
That's called good timing.
Bon timing, je pense, quoi.
Cause I'm a creep, that's what I am. It comes naturally.
An epic session. Every wave breaks both ways, right and left, on a reef barely covered with water. Tube rides, re-entries, cutbacks, the whole list of maneuvers is available on that wave.
Being on land, you can't explore. I mean, we rocked up in the middle of the ocean. There was a reef with good waves. No one would ever have seen it. The wind direction wasn't a normal prevailing wind, and suddenly we had perfect waves. Nobody out. In unknown territory. No one. Living in a hotel, you would never see that kind of thing. I mean, you maybe see the known breaks and have good waves, but exploring and finding waves that haven't been surfed is an amazing thing, you know?
Cool.
So how was it?
It was actually pretty nice, man. It was the best session yet, by far.
There's my board back.
This is something I've had dreams about doing since I was 7 years old and just started surfing. You know, I'd look through the magazines and see all these exotic places with palm trees and blue water and perfect little waves, and I just go, wow, that's, you know, that was a dream for me.
I've only stepped on land once in 15 days, you know, and sometimes you just wonder what's actually happening in the real world. I mean, we have no information of what's happening at home, no cell phones, no nothing, you know.
Pretty soon I didn't know what day it was, what was the date. It was a true adventure.
सीधा पॉइंट पे बराबर गोसी आ रहा है हम कांडू में जा एतन वरना बेता नहीं ना आ रहा है के लिए हमारे यो से मावा करे को सीधा हम इतो विदा तम दन्ना मशी इतो विदा तम दन्ना मशी बेता अरवा
Life goes on peacefully in the Maldives, especially on the numerous islands of the central atolls. Here, far from the modern world, one will mostly find a lot of simplicity in the everyday life. Manoa, the Tahitian, isn't really far from his element.
Je suis content d'être venu aux Maldives, d'avoir rencontré ces gens-là. J'ai l'impression d'être.
I'm happy I came here to the Maldives and I met those people. I feel like home in Polynesia. It's funny to see these people living on such little atolls. The country is independent, so I was asking a few questions around to understand how we could have a different culture in the same environment. It was interesting.
Entre nos cultures, alors qu'on vit dans le même environnement. Et c'est intéressant.
The main resources of the central atoll's inhabitants are fishing, shipbuilding and handicrafts. A remarkable fact is the natural open-mindedness and curiosity of the Maldivians, although they firmly respect the traditions.
Hey Mike, Harukiine. So have you looked at the forecast? Okay, so any news?
I'll promise you this, there's a good swell coming, say 6 to 8 foot. It's like west winds, and weather will be okay.
Okay, so well, we very much likely are gonna cruise towards the west, and well, I'll call you back in the next few days.
Yeah, alright, sure. Yeah, okay, see you, bye.
The riders must act quickly. The The pass is able to receive such big swell are situated on another atoll further south, and a precise check must be done. The swell has arrived in the south. On a nearby pass, a large coral reef shows a good setup for a surfing spot. A long, hollow, perfect right-hander that Anthony immediately identifies on the map. An entire day of navigation will be needed to reach that place. The riders have to pray for the swell to last a few more days. While the seaplane is today's attraction for the local kids, not really used to see this kind of craft in the area, it is time for the Hamati to move. On agenda, 14 hours in the open sea.
We stop here?
Yeah.
Tomorrow
morning.
The forecast was pretty good. The surprise on arrival is even better.
At least there's swell action right now, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just... It's hard to say. Oh, look at that set.
That one looks sick.
Yeah, that's gotta be working. This might be actually the spot we're meant to be. This might be it.
The spot they were meant to be? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, the surf is pumping with solid 6 to 8 foot waves. The tide is dropping, the waves are getting hollower, and Manoa finds a great tube ride. Dwayne has to change his board to match the spot's power.
It's a little better than it looks, actually. It's a lot more powerful than it looks also. It's the most powerful wave we surfed yet. So, pretty stoked.
He gets back out with a camera on the nose of his board and takes us with him for a long and deep tube ride.
C'est vraiment la manœuvre reine du surf, même si les nouvelles manœuvres aériennes.
Tube riding is surfing's prime maneuver. Although you see new modern tricks, seeing a person getting covered by this water cave is always something exceptional. Time is slowed down, you feel like you are in another dimension. Small recreation for Dwayne. This technique is called the human fish. It is Dwayne's compatriot, Hawaiian Laird Hamilton, who perfected it.
Catching the wave from underneath the water is the main technique. I guess getting enough speed so you can catch up with it too, you know, because you're not having any push from the wave, so you have to have a little bit of momentum to get into it, and then you ride underneath the water. So it's pretty unique. There's a couple times pulling out, you end up diving off, or you end up fading somewhere, and then you end up real close to some rocks. Kind of got to keep your eyes open underwater the whole time to pay attention. But it's cool.
The Maldives were known to produce good waves, but some of its secrets had not yet come to light. The end of the trip is close, and Taylor is still keen to catch a few more waves.
It's alright. I think the tide might be a little too high, but looks like we're going to get good waves again today. The outside looks bigger, so hopefully when the tide drops, it'll start wrapping in pretty strong, and we'll get a couple bigger barrels than we got yesterday. And hopefully it's my turn to get the good one instead of Malik and Manoa and Dwayne, but it was fun regardless, and I think today's going to be a good day. Beautiful morning, so I'm sure we'll get some good waves.
What I can say about the other surfers on that trip is that they're all excellent. Each has his own style. Dwayne has the traditional Hawaiian style of surfing, with a lot of style and power and radical turns too. Taylor is a soul surfer, very cool Californian style. He does modern moves also, he's from the new generation.
We've got Manoa, incredible surfer. I mean, I've never seen someone read the waves like he does. I mean, he'll find every barrel on every wave. I mean, just a style master.
I really admire him. He's always ready to charge as hard as he can, and he's got a very nice style too. He's a complete surfer, whether it's big or small waves. He's very pleasant to watch. There's a difference between Nigel and Malik too. Nigel surfs like he's competing with a lot of maneuvers. He's really aggressive and technically it's great. Malik, on the other hand, has grown up in Tahiti, where he only surfs reef breaks. He's more looking for tube rides, smooth turns. He does less maneuvers on each wave, but tries to add some grace to it. He'd rather turn once for one big maneuver than trying to do a lot of little turns. They have quite different styles. I think that our contract was rather well filled, especially because we discovered 2 or 3 new spots in fairly remote places where there is no means of communication with the external world. People on land seemed to see surfers for the very first time. So, accomplished mission.
Je pense que mission accomplie, quoi.